2016 BMW M3. So it's been running for a few minutes now. The temperature of the air coming out of the dash is 35.7 degrees. And as you see here, back in minute 1, it was 35.6 degrees. At minute 4, 35.7 degrees. So the temperature has been staying perfectly flat. There's the clutch spinning right there. The clutch has never disengaged. The clutch has been staying engaged on this vehicle completely all the time. Never disengages. Outside ambient temperature, 66 degrees. We have 550 grams in the system, just been recharged, brand new condenser, but you're not looking at the condenser here. On this BMW, this is not a condenser. Look at here, you have a coolant line. This is a heat exchanger, but it's a glycol heat exchanger, and it's not a radiator because the radiator is out here in the back. The condenser is in the middle. So on this one, it's 550 grams. There's a condenser right here. That's a condenser. That's not a radiator. This is not the condenser. This is the condenser. Oh, but we got something else in here. Here's another one. Oh, but we got another one over here. Oh, look, we got another one over here. So how many heat exchangers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Glycol heat exchanger right here. Turbocharged air cooling the air before it goes into the intake. I think I'm missing a heat exchanger somewhere. Oh, and if it was a hybrid with an engine, it would have another heat exchanger with electric pumps going back to the battery through plate heat exchangers inside the battery compartment, inside the battery module. You'd have another heat exchanger up here with another pump and another heat exchanger to exchange the heat from the hot cells when they're discharging and recharging. It's all about thermal management on these new cars nowadays. Let's look at what we have here. Here's the high side pressure. I think it's going about what's the highest pressure? Let me get up there. 160, a little over 100, 167 PSI. And it goes down below, what, 140? 140 is the lowest, continuously. That's how it goes. It's not the clutch cycling, it's the fan cycling. We got a fan that's cycling on and off, on and off. Here it goes. It's just turning on right now. You see the fan? I see it, I feel it slowing down. Let's see if it stops. Does it stop? No, it doesn't quite stop. It's an electric fan. There we go. And there it goes again. And you can see where my fingers, I stopped it a little sooner than it was supposed to stop. So I actually made it go a little bit higher by stopping it. And if you see, it did absolutely nothing on the suction line. Our superheat, 2.9, 3.5. Superheat's very low on this one. Very different than many other vehicles. Look at the subcooling. But the problem is we have a varying fan that's on and off on the condenser. So you can never get a factual, constant superheat or subcooling under these conditions. Wonder if RPMs does anything to this. Let's give this engine a little few RPMs. Remember, some of the variable displacement compressors do absolutely nothing when you give them RPMs. Some go up in pressure and some actually go down in pressure. Let's see what happens to this one. Let's get back to our pressures. And there's the RPMs right there. I'll try to keep everything in focus. Let's see if I can focus this. Okay, so there's the RPMs. I'm gonna bring it up to somewhere around 1500 RPMs. And we're gonna see if anything happens to the high side or low side pressures. Okay, my foot's on the gas. Let's go up in RPMs. Come on, give me a little more. Oops, I got the turbo taking off. I can't handle it. I'm having a hard time holding that RPMs because of the way the system operates. Sorry guys, I cannot. If you look at that RPM, I'm really trying to keep it steady, and it just climbs away on me. I'm pulling, and see, that's the computer is taking over. I cannot control the RPMs. Okay, I'll just let the RPMs go up. Wow, they just keep on going. Well, as you can see here, nothing happens to the high side pressure. Gets a little glitchy on the low side, but it stays about the same. Still stays at about, PSI, still stays about the same. Now let's go over to temperature. See a few little inky dinkies going on here where it changed a little bit, but nothing, it always stays the same. Oh, I finally got the RPMs to say. I got the right spot, but why are we all messed up now? Okay, we're there. Let me see if I could get reconnected. I want to see that there. That's what I want to see. Okay, it looks like I found good steady RPMs, about 1700 RPMs. I'm nice and flat on my RPMs, 1700 RPMs. And our superheat at 1700 RPMs is basically almost staying exactly the same of what it was before, and I'm losing connection every now and then. Link tool, connect. Our subcooling is only about 1 degree difference. The computer is taking over and controlling everything. The compressor, it is not an old manual displacement compressor like they used to be. And because alright, so that's about it all I'm going to show you. I got to get out of here and get on to some other jobs. But if you watched enough of my videos and the patterns on compressors and on how they cool, they operate, how the computer takes over, you'll tell there is no rule of thumb. There is no average. They're just all over the map under the same conditions. 5 different cars can give you 5 completely different readings, from one vehicle being as low as 110 psi on the high side and another vehicle being 270 psi on the high side. Both brand new condensers, both fully charged, both running right next to each other under the exact same working operating conditions, but completely different pressures. Do not listen to anybody who says there's an average pressure or rule of thumb for all vehicles. Does not exist. See you guys.